people here too.
Good stadium for birds.
I know, it's mad.
Is there someone there?
It's gotta be a fuck.
The first video tonight comes from Brothers Wild, a UK-based outdoor exploration and paranormal investigation channel, combining wild camping with overnight ghost hunts. It is April 18th, 2026 in Delamere Forest, England, United Kingdom. After hiking deep into the forest, they set up camp and begin their investigation as darkness settles in. The first change isn't visual, it's environmental. The forest goes quiet, wildlife drops off, background noise fades, and the space feels noticeably still. They begin using a Spirit Talker app alongside an EMF detector. Almost immediately, names begin appearing: Zachary, Nellie, Andrea. At the same time, the EMF meter starts reacting. That combination matters.
Oh, yeah, it's going up. It was going up to red. Literally going up to red then. Can you do that again?
Right to the end.
Keep it on red if you can. If you don't mind, please. A little flicker there.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Yeah, it was wonderful. Go and touch it. Go over to that tree and touch that tree. It's good that that's working. The last couple of times it's not been working, is it?
Hasn't moved.
Is this too bright? Yeah, I'll put it down a bit. Make this go to red. Here. And we got the name Zachary. Zachary. Sounds like an old name, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's been modernised to Zach. Look into that.
As they prepare to leave the area, the EMF spikes again. Then a voice is reported behind them. Immediate reaction. Torch into the tree line. Nothing visible. That's the first moment it moves beyond devices. Because now it's not just equipment reacting, it's a claimed response from the environment itself.
We're here in peace. Yeah, it's going red. You picking that up, Rich? Look at that.
Yeah,
It's literally going red. That is mad. Woof. Say hello, Abigail. Can you knock on one of the trees, make a large sound so we know you're there? I'm gonna hold this, Rich. Look at this going off. It's going mad, mate. It's going mad.
Is that you?
Greta.
Greta. This is going up to red now, mate. This is going crazy.
Give us some last names. We can find you.
Yeah, that's a good question.
You'll be on record somewhere.
Wow. Look at that. It is going, it's dancing, mate, it's dancing.
Then sound enters the situation. Footsteps reported as close and clearly defined. Not distant, not ambiguous. Right beside him. Whether accurate or not, the key detail is proximity. Because once something is perceived as being close, the sense of control starts to drop.
I'm not going crazy. Is that you?
No,
There's a lot more energy by here. There's something behind me, Rich. I swear to you, there's something here. It's not animals either. It sounds like footsteps, like human footsteps. That's eerie. Really eerie. Is that you? It's going mad. Can you talk into the spirit talker? Oh, what was that?
Got dead cold.
It's gone really cold all of a sudden, isn't it? Just in this area. I've never seen this dance like this for ages. Marie, hello Marie. It's so many names.
You are surrounded.
Oh my god, that's why then. Wow. I say there's so many names and they say you're surrounded.
I'll leave this camera, show yourself. In
Yeah.
the shadow.
Show yourself on the camera.
From here, the focus changes. He reports movement behind him, starts reacting to the space rather than the equipment, asking whatever might be there to show itself. At this point, it's no longer about gathering responses. It's about confirming presence, and that shift is what drives the tension. This one builds in stages: device response, repeated patterns, then claimed environmental interaction. Each layer adds weight, but none fully confirms anything on its own. That's what defines it, because every element can be explained individually, but together, they start to feel structured, and that's where the tension sits. Not in any single moment, but in how multiple small signals combine into something that feels deliberate. By the end, nothing is confirmed, but enough happens, consistently enough, that it becomes difficult to dismiss completely, and that's what stays with them as they leave the forest. Before we move on, if you're enjoying the video so far, leaving a like really helps, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We recently passed 50,000 subscribers, and that's entirely because of you. The next target is 100,000 before the end of the year. Ambitious, but worth aiming for. There's a hidden word somewhere in this video. See if you can spot it. Now, let's continue. The next horrifying video comes from Unknowns in the Forest. 2. A solo outdoor exploration channel focused on nighttime forest walks and documenting unexplained sounds in real time. It is April 12th, 2026, in a wooded creek area near an abandoned building in the United States.
Funny. Why is he not hooting anymore? Why does this look weird?
He's already inside the environment, alone. A wooded creek, low visibility, and an abandoned structure nearby. There are signs of recent activity, construction lighting, mention of people staying in the area. So before anything happens, the setting isn't neutral. It's already uncertain.
Hear it? I was right on it. It's loud. Sounds like he's backing up. He's going the other way. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Then the first sound appears. A distant hoot, carrying through the trees. Time passes, but the sound doesn't. It continues. Same pattern, same tone. That consistency is what stands out. Because wildlife behavior usually varies. Movement, spacing, silence. Here, it holds.
No, that's scary.
The sound continues again. At this point, the reaction becomes physical. He states it doesn't sound like a normal owl. Then the keys shift. A gut response. Not curiosity, not analysis, but discomfort. That's where control drops. Because once the reaction moves from observation to instinct, The situation is no longer being processed logically. He leaves shortly after. This one is built on a single element: sound. No visual confirmation, no clear source, no escalation in the traditional sense. But it persists. And that's what defines it. Because the longer something continues without variation, the harder it becomes to categorize. Individually, it fits wildlife. But in duration and consistency, it starts to feel off. And that's where the tension sits, not in what the sound is, but in the point where it stops feeling familiar. By the end, nothing is confirmed, but the reaction changes from curiosity to discomfort. And that's what forces him to leave. Not what he saw, but what he couldn't place. The next chilling video comes from AJ Paranormal, a solo exploration channel focused on investigating unexplained activity in wooded environments, often linked to Bigfoot sightings and environmental disturbances. It is March 4th, 2026, in a wooded park area with a swamp and nearby houses in the United States.
That almost made me jump. Knew that was going to happen. Just like that. Oh, sorry, let me pick you up.
He's already moving through the environment, setting up cameras, covering angles. The area is quiet, controlled. Then, a sudden noise breaks that baseline, close enough to trigger an immediate reaction. He stops, checks, finds nothing. At this stage, it's a single interruption, explainable, but it establishes something important. The environment isn't fully predictable.
That wasn't there. Look at this. Something's been using the bark for that. It's kind of cool. Oh, look, a structure. Never mind. Sorry.
Later, the shift is visual, not auditory. He pauses. Something ahead looks different, out of place. Not necessarily movement, but change. And that's key. Because the claim isn't something moved, it's something wasn't there before. That introduces a different kind of uncertainty. Not activity, but alteration.
About Bigfoot, they like to throw rocks. And I wanted to do that just to see if it'll do it again. Pretty bird. But I'm going to cut it here and use my action camera.
He responds deliberately, throws a rock into the woods, not randomly, but as a test. This is controlled interaction, cause and expected effect. If something is there, this should trigger a response. Then he waits, listens, nothing confirmed, which keeps it unresolved, but not dismissed.
This is where I had a rock thrown at me. And if my phone goes off, my bad. How did I get up here before? Hold on. Alright, so I have the camera up there. There, if it went off, my bad. That's where we all came out of, that way over there. I have this pointing over here because I want to see if there's something behind me at all. Because where I heard the rock thrown was that way. And it came like this. Not like that, but you get the idea. Or did it come from this direction? Because I was sitting here and just talking, and then all of a sudden, you know, kind of thing.
He returns to a known point, a previous encounter, same terrain, same direction, where a rock was once thrown toward him. Now the focus shifts from reacting to recreating. He positions himself, points the camera, and watches, trying to force a repeat. But nothing happens. And that's important, because without repetition, the original event loses structure. It becomes memory, not pattern. This one operates differently. No clear escalation, no confirmed interaction, just fragments, a sound, a change in the environment, a past event, an attempted response. Individually, each moment is explainable, but together, they start forming a loose pattern, not strong enough to confirm anything, but enough to hold attention. Because once you begin testing the environment, you're no longer just observing it, you're expecting it to respond. And when it doesn't, that absence becomes just as important as any sound. By the end, nothing is proven, but the idea remains that something could be there, just outside of confirmation, and that's what keeps it unresolved. The next shocking video of the night comes from Rick's Paranormal Adventures, a UK-based investigation channel focused on real-time night explorations of reportedly haunted woodland locations. It is April 20th, 2026, in Judy Woods, West Yorkshire, United Kingdom. The session begins without build-up. No slow transition, no escalation, just immediate disruption. Footsteps, close enough to be identified as movement, but not confirmed visually.
Thank you for that, Spirit. Can you walk away from this device? Can you let it go back down to green? Just move your phone slightly away from it. It's not the phone.
If I move over here, it's only at orange, but here it's red.
That's very strange. There could be something messing with it. Try moving around a bit. Oh, that's solid.
Solid.
Wow.
Now it's just blinking.
Stranger.
It's solid literally here.
That is proper going off. Settled when I came near it. Thank you, Spirit, if that's you near that device.
Literally here.
That's nuts. So Lucas's EMF meter's going off. I'll tell you what. Let's see if mine's doing the same. Right where Lucas's is. Yeah, they both are.
Mine's just stopped.
Is it this?
Blue eyes.
Who's got blue eyes?
Me.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's just said blue eyes. I'm just going to turn this off, Lucas.
Yeah.
To see if they calm down. I'm just wondering if it's infrared light messing with it. You see what I mean about this kind of stuff though? Because we were here 2 days ago and these EMF meters were absolutely fine, weren't they?
Yeah, until we went down there.
What I mean is, now, it's just, it's going off on one. Solid red lights.
Like that one's gone off. The one that's literally just behind me.
Then the equipment reacts. EMF spikes, not gradual, but immediate, climbing to red levels as they move closer into certain areas. That detail matters because the readings aren't fixed. They change with position, which creates the impression of proximity-based interaction. Not environmental interference, but something that shifts relative to them. Whether accurate or not, that's how it presents.
Like it's coming down towards us, and that's what it sounds like every time to me, and it freaks me out. And what freaks me out more is Lucas doesn't hear it. So why am I hearing it? Maybe it's...
The split perception returns. One hears movement again, this time described as approaching. from behind the trees, down toward the valley. The other hears nothing. Same moment, different experience. That reinforces the instability of the environment, because without shared confirmation, nothing fully locks in as real. But nothing is dismissed either.
Not shitting you. It felt like someone just pushed my camera, like, towards me. It just felt like something just pushed the camera towards me like that, guys. I'm not even joking. That just fucking scared the bastard life out of me. Spirit.
Then physical interaction is claimed. The camera shifts forward. Not a slight adjustment, but enough to be noticed immediately. He reacts to it as a push. That's a different level entirely, because it moves from sound and equipment to direct contact. But again, no visible source, just effect without cause.
We have just been startled by something in the woods coming towards us. We saw torchlights, so we came down the bridge a little bit, and it should have carried on coming towards us if it was human-like, because it was making its way down. It hasn't passed us yet.
Then, a final visual suggestion. A shape between two trees, head-like. Not sustained, not clear, but enough to trigger immediate focus. That's the closest it gets to confirmation. But it never fully resolves into anything identifiable. This one is defined by instability. Not a single event, but conflicting signals. Sound without agreement, movement without visibility, equipment without confirmation, contact without source. Each element suggests interaction, but none of them fully align. And that's what holds it together. Because instead of building toward clarity, it builds toward inconsistency. Different reactions, different perceptions, different interpretations, all in the same space. By the end, nothing is confirmed, but nothing is dismissed either, because the activity never settles into one form. It shifts between sound, movement, equipment, and perception. And that constant shift is what keeps it unresolved. The next video comes from Paranormal Fellowship, a wilderness exploration channel focused on real-time investigations into unexplained activity in remote forest environments. It is April 6th, 2026 in a North American forest.
I don't know, can you all hear that? Every time I move this forward, it starts. For those of you asking, this is right where that big structure used to be that I used to keep an eye on that deteriorated over the years. I've already seen a deer here, so I don't know. But if you listen, there's no other game noise anywhere around.
The shift starts with absence. No wildlife, no insects, no ambient forest noise at all. That matters immediately. Because silence in an environment like this isn't neutral. It's a change in baseline. Something has either moved through the area recently, or something is preventing normal activity from continuing. That pattern becomes clearer. The noise appears, then fades, then returns again. Not random, but timed around movement. He advances, it responds. He stops, it changes. That creates the impression of tracking. Not confirmed, but structured enough to feel intentional from his perspective.
Something's walking over this way, so let's take a look. This is a very well used path. You can fall right through the woods. Too much leaf cover, and ground's too hard to tell exactly what. I spy something with my little eyes I want to go check out, and it's in the direction of whatever's making that noise.
Then proximity increases. Movement in the undergrowth. Closer now. Defined enough to suggest something with weight moving through vegetation, but still nothing visible. That's the key limitation. Because without visual confirmation, the sound can't be anchored to a source. It remains presence without identity. Then the focus shifts to the ground. Physical indicators, broken branches, displaced debris, fallen wires. Not random, but not clearly patterned either. The arrangement doesn't match a single direction of force, which makes it harder to attribute to wind or natural collapse. Then, tracks. Large, but unclear. Not clean enough to identify, but distinct enough to stand out from the surrounding terrain. That's where interpretation starts to build. Because now it's not just sound. It's environment showing signs of disturbance.
And all these big, I don't know what kind of tracks they are. There's another one here. Let's say 2. All right, so let's go with this close one here, huh? So if we go by, this is all one. So that's the top. Come down here. When it landed in here, it broke. Where this one came from, no idea. But then this, where did it come from?
More inconsistencies appear. Branches broken in different directions. No unified cause. No consistent force pattern. That detail matters, because natural events tend to leave uniform results. This doesn't. It looks layered, as if multiple disturbances happened at different times, or from different sources. This one builds through alignment. Silence, then sound, then movement, then physical evidence. Each element on its own is explainable, but together they start forming a structure, not strong enough to confirm anything, but consistent enough to feel connected. And that's the key tension point. Because nothing is directly seen, everything is inferred. From sound behavior, from movement patterns, from how the environment looks after the fact. By the end, the activity fades. The forest returns to silence. No final confirmation, no clear source, just a series of indicators that something was there. Close enough to be heard, close enough to affect the environment, but never close enough to be fully identified. Before we get into the next clip, around 70% of people watching aren't subscribed. We're working toward 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you're enjoying the video, hitting subscribe really does help. All right, let's get back to it. The last video of the night comes from Z.R. Jones Productions, a UK-based creator focused on solo night explorations through forests and isolated locations, often capturing the psychological effects of being alone in darkness rather than confirmed paranormal activity. It is April 10th, 2026 in Sampson's Wood, United Kingdom. He enters already aware of the risk, not physical, but mental. From the start, he frames it through humor, joking about fear, referencing films, trying to stay ahead of it. That matters, because it shows he's not reacting to the environment yet. He's preparing for how it might affect him.
People love it when I get frightened. Nothing scary in these woods. Probably just a few badgers and foxes. Yeah, not scary.
Then a direct reaction. He stops, calls out. Is there someone there? No response. No movement. Nothing changes externally, but internally. It's a clear escalation, because now he's interacting with the possibility, not just thinking about it.
Nothing in these woods that could harm you. People about their business and their houses.
Time amplifies it. The longer he stays, the more the pressure builds. He admits it directly. At this point, it's no longer momentary discomfort. It's sustained psychological stress.
A few minutes. Nothing big and scary comes along. Alright, let's sign off.
Final decision. He stops, ends the recording. Not because something happened, but because continuing no longer feels controlled. That's the outcome. Withdrawal, without confirmation. This one never produces an external event. No figure, no sound that can't be explained, no interaction. But it doesn't need to, because the progression is internal. Familiar environment, then darkness, then uncertainty, then self-questioning, then loss of confidence. Each stage builds on perception, not evidence. And that's what makes it effective, because the threat is never confirmed, but the reaction is real. By the end, nothing is proven to be there, but something still forces him out. Not presence, but pressure. And that's the distinction. Because sometimes the environment doesn't have to change at all. For the experience too. We appreciate you for watching. If these creepy encounters gave you chills, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next drop. There's always another mystery waiting just around the corner.